Anyway, so I am the mayor of Goldston, Chatham Hensley. I'm new at this, and I always tell people when I come to these very small meetings, I'm not a politician, so I'm going to apologize, because I'm just a dude. I do, however, want to get a picture of everybody kind of throwing their hands, because my wife's not going to believe this at all. It's like, I've got a meeting to go to, and there's going to be a lot of people there. She's like, what, 15, 20 people? I pulled in the parking lot, and I was like, oh. Thank you. And I have my timer on my phone for 10 minutes. But I do have to warn you that I have 173 slides. Death by PowerPoint, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future. All right, so like I said, I'm the mayor of Goldston. We have some really big things coming, hopefully. We're just going to kind of power through these things. I have 10 slides, by the way. So we're going to move right on to the park renovation. We're good already. Again, I can't see that either. So when I took over as mayor, I kind of wanted to go through everything and see where we needed to be. Because I see what Solar City is doing, I see what Pittsburgh is doing, and we're kind of behind the 8 ball on all of this stuff. We're really, really small. You said Pittsburgh is 5,000 people, give or take. Solar City's 180,000 people, something like that. Getting there, yeah. So Goldston has 218 people. According to our last census. So when I meet people and I tell them I'm the mayor of Goldston, they go, never heard of that. And I was like, I live there and I've never heard of it. So they say, well, that's a small town. And I go, no, small town is small town. We are mini town, 200 people. And they go, oh. Or you meet somebody, everybody's been somewhere, and they go, oh, I'm from Pittsburgh. We have 5,000 people. And they go, oh, that's a small town. I'm from small town Raleigh. And I'm like, no, small town Goldston, 118 people. So the first thing I wanted to do was renovate the park for our 218 people. So we worked, we pulled some ARP fund, and we've completely redone our tennis court with 3 additional pickleball courts now, because apparently that's a really big thing. Yay, pickleball. We completely redid our basketball courts, and we are in the process of bidding out our walking trail. So a lot of people don't know that we actually do have a walking trail, and it will be really close to a mile. It's going to have some nice benches, little dog poo-poo pickup things that you can put in there, and then some other things that I'm going to get into in a couple more slides that's really going to bring our park kind of together, and we will move on to that, because 10 minutes goes by fast. So the next thing that I wanted to do is my family has owned a restaurant since 1977 there. It's right on Main Street. It is top 5 restaurants in Goldston, if you don't know that. Don't know anything about Goldston, there's only 2. So, when you ride through downtown America, curb appeal is a big thing, right? When you look at something, you want to go, oh, this is a nice little town. I want to kind of stay here, work here, play here. Currently don't have that yet. We've got some volunteers that are coming in, and they're going to completely redo our Main Street areas with flowers and natural beautification, natural flower gardens, bring in some butterflies, some landscaping around Town Hall. And I wasn't kidding about the butterfly thing. Like, it's a butterfly, whatever you want to call it. And I like butterflies. So we definitely want to bring, like, Pittsburgh and Solar City's downtown is beautiful. I mean, people want to come walk downtown and go back home, that's fine. That's what we're aiming for. Come shop with us, come look at our little town, hang out. I started up a car cruise in for old classic cars, new stuff like that. And when you can bring people to town, you want to, this is a cute little town. We've all been there riding through somewhere, going to a destination. This is a cute little quaint town. That's what I want Goldston to be. Hallmark town. The library is currently in an expansion. They're going to add, I'm wanting to say, a substantially large amount of play area and reading area for the children. We've added an EV charging station to the library. That was a big thing because nobody in Goldston is EV anything. So I'm like, people can come here and charge their stuff, use the library, walk downtown, right? And we actually do have some EV cars in town. They don't brag about it, but they've got it. So we definitely, the beautification is kind of rolling over into the library so that the library has more flowers and stuff for the little children to go out and play in and play with the flowers, and more books, and that definitely that massive, without the county sale, improvement to our children's play and reading area. We wouldn't have been able to do that. Again, budget is very tight for 200 people. The next thing is my main point. I kind of rushed through all those other things to get to this because this is one of my personal endeavors that I took on. About 2 years ago, I kind of set out and wanted to get a better, more reliable internet service for the town of Goldston. Currently, at my house on North Main Street, I get about 50 megabytes through CenturyLink, get Brightspeed, CenturyLink, whatever they are today. And if anybody works for them for here, I'm going to go ahead and apologize now. So they kind of, 25 or 50 on my end of town. You go 4 houses down, they're getting about 25. You go 4 houses down, they're getting about 15. You go to the under end of town, they are maybe getting 5 at best. And we all know that in today's world, due to COVID and everything else, that if you don't have internet, you can't run a business, you can't check your emails. I've lost many Call of Duty games because of some slow internet. You want to see a meltdown, you get in that Final Four, and you lag. Boy, my wife has said, "You're such a child." I'm like, "You leave me alone." So I really wanted to take on this project, and working with Randolph Communication and Miss G, that we attempted it, I think 2 years ago, trying to get in budget, get some grants. And we didn't really meet the specifications. Again, it's 200 people. It's hard to talk to a multi-million-dollar company and say, well, we have 115 people. Some of them are 90 and won't get internet, so you're looking at about 40 people getting internet. Can you please spend $1 million and bring this to my town so I don't lose these Call of Duty matches anymore? So we didn't quite meet that. So I called the next year, really didn't want to work it out, called again. So this year, for whatever reason, Stephanie was like, well, let me just build you a price. And I'm like, okay. So she came up with the price. The price point was way above what we would ever be able to afford for the town of Goldston. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, it's all about risking it for the biscuit, right? So I reached out to Dan. I said, hey, Dan, with the county, I said, we really need this. Like, it's a big deal. We've already got city sewer, we've already got city water. That's fine. We can poop, we can pee. Now we need to be up playing video games. So Dan comes up and he's like, well, let me see what I can come out with. So he reached out to Stephanie, and they were able to come up with some stuff and put it up to bids. And they have already started the project. And in October, we will now have Randolph Fiber Internet to the town of Goldston. And I know that doesn't, it's Randolph, or not Randolph, I apologize. It's fiber, right? Everybody's like, oh, it's just fiber internet. But in today's world, most people are working from home. My sister-in-law is currently living with me now, and the first thing she said, because she works for Verizon as a content creator, she's like, bro, you got to do something with this internet. I'm like, I can't do anything. She's like, you're the mayor, do something. I'm like, okay. Because it takes her 2 days to upload her content for Verizon to be able to do that. So this is a huge thing for Goldston because I want people to work here, live here, play here, right? And if the way things are kind of going, content creators, content developers, Instagram famous people, YouTube celebrities. I've actually reached out to YouTube celebrities and been like, hey, come make videos in my town. I will cut you whatever breaks you want. Let's get it out there. So with fiber, we can actually do that. People can actually work from home and be able to do what they need to do. The schools will be faster, which I think they already have fiber internet. But when your students can't do their homework because said previous internet company is giving you 5 download speed and 0.5 upload speeds, it's very hard for them to study and look for what they need to do and get their homework done on time. So that's the biggest thing. That's what I wanted to spend most of my time with. We'll press on through the traffic changes. We're still trying to get some stop signs and maybe pedestrian crosswalks in town, because our town's biggest complaint is the rock quarry that's just outside of the city limits. Their trucks come through kind of fast. We've reached out to DOT multiple times. They said, and I quote, "Not enough people have died on Main Street and you haven't had enough accidents for us to put a stop sign." And I was like, thanks, DOT. So we're still trying to push that and trying to look into some other options of what we can do other than filling dummies up with red paint and throwing them in the middle of traffic to get us a couple stop signs in time. So look at that, 10 minutes, 10 seconds, boom. So in kind of conclusion, I'm really pushing for us to be Pittsburgh 5 years ago, right? Pittsburgh 5 years ago was a small, quaint, get you the little butterflies in your stomach feel, and that's what I want. I've been there my entire life. I've never been anywhere else, and I really want it to be a home to everybody else. We've got the infrastructure. I think our sewer system is only using about 20% of what we're actually capable of handling now. And we do have some housing developments coming. We have one housing development coming right now that we've annexed in. We're on the second phase annexation Monday night, and that'll be 92 houses. And there's some stuff that's going on outside of our city. We just can't quite make it work to annex them in just quite yet. But I want us to be that diamond in the rough, right? If anybody's ever seen the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Has anybody seen that? We're a geographical oddity. We are 48 minutes from everywhere. We are 48 minutes from Raleigh, 48 minutes from Southern Pines, 48 minutes to Greensboro. We are 18 to 22 minutes to all the new plants. So we are a perfect hub for people that want to work around here and not live there. 48 minutes, my sister-in-law lived in Clayton, and it took her 20 minutes to drive, I don't know, 15 miles or so, 30 minutes, 15 miles. So it took her a little while. Now she's driving 48 minutes. She's like, it's so much fun. I get to look at the lake, if I go on 64, I get to take number 1. She's like, it's really not a bad drive, 48 minutes. I thought it would be awful. And she actually enjoys it because she gets to listen to a podcast. So I really want us to kind of be that hub for people that can come here, work here, live here, and take pride in their beautiful little town. So thank you.